It is with great pleasure that I welcome Yaroslava Sarvatova, who I will talk to about titanium pyramids. Hi, Yarka. Welcome on the program.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
The audience already knows you, but not everyone knows you in the context of the titanium pyramid. You've got a huge pyramid inside which you heal your clients. It's so big that animals can be treated in it, even horses. I don't know if you can fit an elephant in there, but a horse for sure. It's actually your huge hobby and basically your mission to work with pyramids. So what's your experience with the titanium pyramid now? Is this the size you keep at home or another size?
Tak jakou teď máš zkušenost s titanovou pyramidou? Máš, myslím, že tu velikost nebo menší u sebe?
The reason why I got into this was that I always seek out tools with the highest vibrations. And at the moment, I think this titanium pyramid is the most powerful protective tool that there is for people. If they can't go to the big pyramid every day, some people get there once a year, then they can get this pyramid for their house and charge themselves and around their home environment this way.
Lidé nemůžou chodit do pyramidy, že jo, někdo se dostane jednou za rok, tak v podstatě na doma mají tu možnost, aby si nabili prostředí a svoje vlastní tělo, protože nabíjí prostředí kolem.
Znamená to, že
And does this mean you rate it as a very, very strong pyramid?
This titanium pyramid is currently the most powerful tool on planet Earth.
Does size matter? I mean, is it true that the bigger it is, the stronger it is? There's more titanium in there? How do you rate the material?
The material plays the biggest role, and the size definitely matters, but the way it is programmed also plays a big role.
Závisí, ale záleží hlavně, jak se programuje. Každopádně je napojená na centrální galaktické slunce.
The titanium pyramid is connected to the central galactic sun, from which it receives energy as from a source and spreads it around. It also receives energy from the Earth, so it is both a receiver and an emitter of energies. My experience using the pyramid is only positive. Basically, the pyramid does not have any side effects. Only, when the pyramid is programmed into the mode that works with the spiritual development of a person, it is a really good idea to stick to a certain mental hygiene. If my client doesn't know how to deal with it, I'll help them.
Hygienu, a pokud člověk vlastně to nezvládne, tak se s ním vlastně projedná přeprogramování té pyramidy.
Does this mean that one can program the pyramid on their own? Or should they consult a higher guidance?
Sometimes it is a good idea to consult a higher guidance because some people may not be aware of their subconscious programs, and in that case, it is good to intervene. The pyramid can also be reprogrammed or locked. But basically, even if it's not programmed and you just keep it like that, it works by itself. It harmonizes everything, negative and positive ions. And one feels like on the beach or at a lake high in the mountains, so you're always on vacation.
Kladné jonty to všechno harmonizuje a člověk se tak cítí jako u moře nebo u vysokohorského jezera. Takže v podstatě pořád na dovolené.
And I feel like I'm sitting by the campfire here, feeling how strong it is.
What you're talking about may be caused by the fact that it's your first contact with such a large pyramid. Some people may feel it this way, but one gets used to it with time. The vibrations settle down.
Do you advise people as to where to put the pyramid? For example, when you tune into it, connect to it?
Mostly, yes. If they have specific health problems, this needs to be sensitively assessed. There are several options. The pyramid can be placed in the traditional way, with its tip pointing upwards, or with its tip pointing downwards, as we send it to people in the protective packaging. Or there is the option, if one already knows how to work with the pyramid, to put two on top of each other, thus creating a binary octahedron, a binary crystal which gets the light body of the person moving, the Merkaba, and then it also affects other incarnations.
And Yari, why with the tip downwards?
Well, because the pyramid, the thing we see, that's actually only half of the octahedron. The other half, for example, in Egypt, is underground.
Většina věcí pod zemí. Jo?
Okay, but if somebody puts the pyramid upside down, what will it bring to them? How will it work?
Then it acts directly on the organs.
Like, is it going more into the mass?
It goes straight into the people's organs.
And you recommend that to people when they're severely ill?
Well, it depends. Some people think they are seriously ill when they're not, so you have to evaluate it sensitively. For some people, the pyramid is then placed with the tip downwards and under the bed for some time, which has a beneficial effect on the organs.
I would also think that if it is placed with the tip downwards, it also pulls out the negative energy from the person, the blocks and such.
I would say that it creates a biofield of sorts around itself that basically, in a non-violent way, transforms the whole quantum physics around that person's particular organs. On a different note, some people called me saying they measured it, and it had a range of several kilometers.
Orgánu kolem toho člověka. A tam vlastně někteří lidi už mi volali, že si to i měřili, že to mělo dosah několik kilometrů.
No doubt about that.
So the pyramid must be set up carefully and sensitively to reflect the particular individual. And when it's set in that mode that affects the whole surrounding environment, it has a beneficial effect on normal things, such as ions. It purifies water. It actually serves all the harmonizing functions.
Voda, čistí to vodu, dělá to vlastně veškerý funkce, to harmonizuje.
Já se přiznám, než si...
I admit, before I sat down here at the table, I told the gentleman here that I'd kept the water here near the pyramids all the time and that it suddenly tastes different to me. That I feel since we have been sitting here for an hour that the water is affected by the pyramid's vibrations, that it is different, its taste is different, and it's good.
Our bodies are also essentially made of water, so for the most part, we charge this way. Nowadays, the most important thing is to raise our vibrations, because only in those higher vibrations can we move into the 5D system that we're now transitioning into. I don't think all people will make the transition, because some people have a lot of work to do. It's important that we follow the spiritual laws, because in 5D, spiritual laws must be followed. Even the pyramid is governed by spiritual laws, like everything else here on Earth. This is actually a scaled-down source, and the source responds to our inner subconscious programs. Basically, the thing we focus our attention on grows, so it's good to focus our attention on the things we want and not on the unwanted things. In short, to constantly raise your own and the surrounding environment's vibrations.
Vlastně niterní podvědomí programy, v podstatě kam se zaměříme, tam vlastně nám to funguje, jo? Tam to roste. Když se zaměříme na strachy, na stresy, tak jich budeme mít čím dál tím víc. Takže stále zvyšovat vibrace a tohle je jeden z nástrojů, aby člověk měl dobrý prostředí, cítil se dobře a není to taky všechno.
Yeah, it's a huge help.
When I first unwrapped it and took a breath, I really felt like I was in a climatic spa somewhere, in the high mountains. So the pyramid really makes you feel like you're on vacation. And I also found that it has a beneficial effect on relationships, because it harmonizes people who are no longer able to cope with their outdated programs. The pyramid will simply erase their negative programs.
Takže to harmonizuje lidi, kteří už si nevědí rady se svými vlastně zastaralými programy, tak v podstatě ono jim to vymaže, ty programy, které vlastně tam už jsou negativní.
A Jary, když vidím tebe a ty pyramidy, tak okamžitě samozřejmě myslím na Egypt. A když prostě vidím tebe, tak si říkám, kdo jiný k pyramidám než ty.
Yari, when I see you and the pyramids, I immediately think of Egypt, of course. When I see you, I think, who else in the pyramids but you, because you surely have deep experience from the past, and the pyramids are basically somehow part of your life, aren't they? So I'm thinking that if somebody gets a pyramid, they could contact you and perhaps ask you to activate it or give them some advice on how to use it, because a lot of people don't have the experience that you do. You have a huge pyramid and you work with it. Would that be possible?
Yes, sure. Otherwise, there's no need to take care of the pyramid. It does not need to be put in a special place. It should be placed intuitively. Well, basically, it's enough to evaluate the situation of the person concerned. And if it is activated and programmed directly for the particular being, then the program runs with their whole life and affects their spiritual development. At the same time, it also has a beneficial effect on their psyche, especially with the psychological problems we face today. People don't know what to do, and this is where they get a huge support. Some people begin to download spiritual tools, and they start working with them, which then manifests on all levels, physical, mental, and spiritual.
Vlastně tady dostanou obrovskou podporu, začnou se určitým lidem stahovat duchovní nástroje. Takže tady v podstatě lidi jsou šťastní jenom když vidějí tu pyramidu a můžou se podívat na stránky Léčivá pyramida, tam je vlastně odkaz na titanové pyramidy CZ a tam si vybrat vlastně podle svého naladění nebo po případě toho zhodnotit se mnou.
Okay, and you're willing to help them activate it? For example,
Definitely.
and preferably in your pyramid? It's actually a pyramid within a pyramid. It is a deal, isn't it?
A connection with the sun is actually established, that galactic sun, so there's nothing bad or negative that can disturb that.
Takže tam není nic špatného a negativního, co by se jim mohlo stát.
Good. Thank you very much, and we look forward to everything.
Thank
we
you
look
too.
forward to having another chat, of course. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Take two.